of which I probably won't use any. You know, it's very coincidental that the place where I rented this tux is next door, and they told me if I talk quickly and get it back tonight, I get a discount. There's a few people here who I talked to about this that play basketball with me a couple of times a week. And a couple of weeks ago, they said to me, are you going to get in shape for this dinner? And I said, it took a long time for me to get into this shape. How much do you think it's going to take to get into that kind of shape that I saw over there in that picture? I tried on the tux. I felt like Shamu without the fins. But realistically, Patrick, you talked about all these things, and I really can appreciate so many friends and so many people coming tonight. And looking back on so many years, I've been fortunate to be part of St. Michael's. Coming to St. Michael's, I swore that I was going to get away from the cold when I graduated. And I would go back to that country living in Jersey City. And somehow I never left. But I can tell you that receiving the honor of being a member of the Hall of Fame at the college that I love is probably the greatest honor that I'll ever get. So I had lots to say tonight, but I really got to tell you that I was overwhelmed when Chris called me up on the phone. One night I was sitting in the kitchen with Lynn, and it took 5 minutes to tell her what Chris had told me on the phone. I sat there and I thought first of how so many people were worthy of this honor, and I felt guilty about receiving the honor. And then when I thought about it, I thought about all of the people that have helped me throughout my career. And first and foremost, I've got to thank my family who's here tonight. My mother. My mother was a cheerleader in high school and has been a cheerleader for my younger brother and I ever since. So I thank my mother. My brother is here. My brother, the greatest athlete in the family, put a lot of pressure on me as a young man in Jersey City, when at the age of 11, the Jersey City Biddy basketball team came out second in the world, and he had a statue as tall as him for being first team Biddy basketball All-American. He later played for St. Anthony's in Jersey City, and was the first, he played the first team to play under the legendary Bob Hurley. So my brother is here tonight, a victim of Lou Gehrig's disease. And I really appreciate all that he's done to be here. When I began to write my speech and try and come up with all the people that I felt like I had to thank, you know, my wife calmed me down a little bit, and she says, you know what? She says, you've named all these people, and if you didn't go to St. Michael's and you didn't play basketball, you wouldn't have got me. So to my partner and wife, since we were at St. Michael's, having been married by Father Zeiter, and having Father Ray stand at the back door so that I didn't run out, I appreciate all of my wife, my son Brian, Amy, Lynn's parents, and all the people who are here in the family tonight had to do to put up with me with all the things we got involved in over the years. I also was cautioned by Father Cummings on the way up. He said, my homilies don't go beyond 7 minutes. So I guess I'll try and keep it short. But there's one thing that I'd like to bring up is a little bit about the teams that we had. And tonight, I'm honored to have Peter Cragen, the co-captain with me, and Walter Bauman, the gentleman coach that worked with us and we could always talk to here, to celebrate with me. So I appreciate their being here and thank them for all that they do. Ed Markey's not here, and I really can tell you that Ed led us with core values, principles, and taught us all that we could learn about organization and how to follow through. and implementation. And the only thing that he didn't do was he never taught us about how to dress. I had somehow thought that purple went with everything. I wish he was here, because Walter was the balance. When Ed would wear purple, Walter was the well-dressed gentleman who gave balance to the coaching staff. Also, I'd like to thank the Cummings family for coming. There's a little bit of a story that I'd like to tell you that you can either love me or leave me for the outcome of this story. But I went to St. Peter's Prep in Jersey City, basically a basketball factory. And we had a legendary coach who had great players. When I went to St. Peter's Prep as a freshman at 100 pounds, I went out for the basketball team with about 100 others and was lucky to make the freshman team and compete with the brother of somebody who was playing for the New York Knicks at the time. But the legendary team we had averaged 6'7", played against Kareem, and I thought, my God, I'll never get a chance to play. Luckily, my mentor, my coach, gave me a job, took me under his wing. He sat me on the bench during my sophomore year. He put me there, I think, just to rub shoulders with all the great athletes. He created an experiment that was good for myself and one of the Cummings family, Kevin, who's here with me tonight, joined us. That experiment he talked about as he retired at his legend dinner. But he gave me a job in New York City to earn money while I was in high school. He helped me in every way he could. He got me scholarships to camps to play in. And when all was said and done, he kept me playing on the JV team just so we could get playing time because of all the tremendous athletes he had. But most of all, he was able to get us scholarships to college, and that's how he worked so hard. He made sure all of his players got to college and focused on education. Along with me is Kevin Cummings, who was the other experiment, who went to Middlebury and broke every scoring record they had. So I'm proud that Kevin and his family have been here to visit. And what I said that you might like me or leave me for is because that's probably the reason that Father Cummings first came to Vermont. So I appreciate the Cummings family, and I appreciate all that my brother Father Cummings has done and the family. So thank you, Cummings family, for coming. Last but not least, the part that is the most satisfying to me is to know that I've gotten an honor from a college that means so much to me. And unlike a lot of you who've had to come from great distance, I've had the privilege of being on campus for the last 40 years. And I'll tell you that life on campus is really special. The people are special. I've never had a committee or a project that I worked on that I didn't feel like I got more out of it than I put in. And I know that St. Michael's has got this tremendous tradition that changes the world, that our graduates are doing tremendous things. I see the basketball team here tonight, and I can just tell you that I am so thankful that I went to St. Michael's. And I can tell you that you're also lucky to be part of a college that means so much in the world and has had such an influence. So on behalf of myself, and my family, I really want to thank you for giving me the honor of being in the Hall of Fame at the greatest college that the world has. Thank